Hello, my beautiful Cancerians. It's Maggie, the Irish Gypsy, here with your June 2025 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the second half of June for the water sign of Cancer. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch these videos, for tuning in. Please do like, share, and subscribe. If you know any of your other sign placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, watch those videos as well. It's helpful for additional insight. If something really hits home and you'd like to explore it a little more in your own personal life and situation, or you simply like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself, or perhaps as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me for more information, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description below to also see that contact information. I'd love to hear from you. I can usually get back to you same day or within 24 hours. I do lots of different readings, all different kinds of options: love, romance, relationship compatibility, career, work, money, finance, investment, 6 and 12-month overviews. There's a little something in there for everyone. And I'm pretty diligent about the timely scheduling of personal readings, so please email me if you're interested. Okay, Cancer. Let's see. Second half of June for you. Let's see what's coming in for you as we move into summertime, at least on this continent. Okay. We have the Chariot card, Major Arcana card. This is success through focus, determination, perseverance, and willpower. And it strongly suggests that you have everything that you need in order to achieve your goals, as long as you remain focused and disciplined, because there might be a lot of moving parts to the situation. We have the Ten of Wands, which speaks of being kind of at the end of your rope, feeling overwhelmed, burdened, oppressed. This is kind of the consequences of taking on too much, or taking on something that has turned out to be too much. Tens do represent cycle completion or coming full circle. So it's definitely time to lay something down. We have the Four of Wands, celebrations, happy homes, social events and celebrations like reunions, weddings, people coming together. It underscores kind of our shared humanity about the reason why we gather together for different social occasions. But the underscoring of that is to come together and to celebrate. There might be an actual celebration here, like a social event of some kind: marriage, weddings, proposals. Community, I feel, is important also for a lot of you during this time. Some of you may have been, kind of harboring under this heavy burden for quite a while, and some of you may have kind of slid into a certain sense of isolation or not getting out too much. There's a sense here of, for particularly any invitations you get during this time, or even to seek out getting together, social gatherings, celebrations. Your overall energy, crowning energy, is the Six of Cups, which is a card that speaks a lot about the past and nostalgia, and kind of looking back at the past, and perhaps through rose-colored glasses, as we say, maybe wishing to go back to some certain aspect of the past, because there's a longing for the past, because we tend to see it as being, less burdensome, more, less cares, more, or of needing to kind of reconnect with our, that sort of childlike sense of wonder and curiosity and openness about the world and about each day that comes. It definitely feels like a lot of you are, I don't know if it's relationship, work, a combination of different things that's left you feeling kind of like, like the worst version of a grown-up, right? Like there's just too much here. And so you're kind of, thinking back on the past, maybe reminiscing and needing to kind of get out from underneath this, this pressure, this stress. Let's Let's dive a little deeper, shall we? Let's take a look at that overall energy of the Six of Cups. The King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Some of you may have, fire. This might be fire placement for some of you. But for most of you, you might be thinking about someone. It might be somebody that you're currently with, and maybe somebody that you've been with for a time. It may be that there's a relationship with this person, regardless of the nature of this relationship. Maybe going through some difficult times, and you might be looking back to earlier times when it was better. You might be thinking of someone from your past, some of you. Temperance, learning how to balance opposite extremes, or feeling like there's a lot of opposing things in your life that you might be trying to find balance in. Often when the Temperance shows up with the Six of Cups, it does represent a bit of a cautionary sort of thing here about, needing to balance that, looking back at the nostalgia of the past with, a certain amount of kind of reality of the present as well. It feels like you're struggling to either find or maintain some kind of balance here. The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Your heart's desire. It's interesting because it may be that around this person, you may have thought that this relationship with them, or whatever it was, this, again, regardless of the nature of the relationship. Okay. It's quite clear that a lot of you are just feeling kind of heavy, burdened, stressed, anxious. Like perhaps there's a lot on your shoulders, or at least there's a situation which you want to let go of, or you don't want that pressure to be there. And so you might be kind of escaping into a bit of fantasy or daydreaming or thinking about the past. It could be the past with this present person, how much better it was, or if it's like a romantic relationship or something. Sometimes the Nine of Cups can represent, be careful what you ask for, because you might get it and then it might turn out not to be the thing that you thought it was going to be, right? Or you might be thinking about, somebody from the past because of the current, present, stressors and pressures that you're feeling. You're looking back on some measure of the past about this person or with this person. But Spirit here is kind of cautioning you to maintain a balance, because you can get stuck in thinking about the past too much and not actually balancing that with what the reality of the present is, and decisions that you need to make about the present to get out from underneath this this pressure. Let's take a look at this Chariot. Six of Swords, Five of Swords, the Four of Wands again. I feel like for a lot of you that this is a relationship which is really going through or has gone through a difficult time. There may have been some kind of betrayal or deceit with or around this person, either them to you or you to them. And it's a struggle. It's definitely possible with the Chariot to have success in this, but it's a struggle here to have healing, to move away from perhaps deceit, betrayal, maybe somebody using methods or just being very selfish and self-oriented, wanting what they want regardless of the cost to the people around them. And trying to move or transition into a better place, kind of a healing path, perhaps around home and family for some of you. The Two of Wands, the Ten of Wands again. Decisions about how to get out from underneath this burden. Six of Pentacles and Three of Cups, and definitely needing to perhaps get out and connect with other people. It doesn't even need to be necessarily to confide or get answers or solutions. You could do that as well. But this is definitely about getting out and connecting with other people, giving to them, allowing them to give to you, to kind of help balance this out, because there's decisions that need to be made about, this sense of, I can't do this anymore. I can't carry this anymore. I can't, keep moving forward under all of the things that I've got on my shoulders here. There's definitely a sense here about, because it may have caused you to slip into a habit of isolating because you've got too much pressure, too much responsibility, and whatever free time you have, you may not feel like going out or connecting because you just want to be left alone, or you just want some peace and quiet. But it's definitely here needing to kind of get out and connect. And it may be that you gained some insight or something from this as well. Tell me about the Four of Wands. We have death, endings, major changes, allowing ourselves to kind of, shed what isn't working, kind of shed outer layers, transformation, a time of significant life changes moving forward. The sun, light, love, warmth, laughter, illumination, pressures, uplifting, needing to kind of, again, balance. We have temperance here that was clarifying the overall energy here, right? This is about, in the midst of all of these things going on, needing to find grounding here. Because it feels like you're dealing with something, or have been dealing with something that has just, over time it has become too much of a burden. There's some significant decisions that need to be made, and I think some significant changes that are coming in as well. For some of you, I'm getting quite strongly that there's some kind of event or social gathering or celebration or an invitation to something like that. And at this event, you're going to meet someone, or there's going to be some kind of, it feels like there's going to be some kind of message or epiphany or something that happens at some kind of social event. And this is a very specific message I'm getting for some of you. Whatever invitations to go somewhere, to do something, even if you feel you might not feel like doing it, or you might feel isolated, or you just might feel tired because of all this, Ten of Wands energy, go. Because it feels like something is going to happen there, some kind of something that brings in significant change or offers significant change for you. We have the Emperor here, which is interesting, attached to the sign of Aries. And we did have this King of Wands with the crowning energy too, which is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So there is strong Aries energy, controlling energy, or a father or father figure, or somebody that you look up to, kind of like that. And again, I'm getting this message for some of you about a specific event, but for some of you, it might be a social event, particularly around an older person, like it might be celebrating their retirement or their birthday, or I don't know, Father's Day, something like that. Go to this thing. Something extraordinary is going to happen to you. All right. I feel like for some of you, whatever invitations or opportunities to go out and socialize are challenging for you, because some of you are, because of all this burden, either, again, it develops a desire to kind of isolate, to kind of hole up somewhere, or you're just simply tired. But don't turn down any invitations here. All right. Advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. for Cancer for the second half of June 2025. Eight of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Look, for some of you that are in a romantic relationship or some kind of significant partnership, even if it's work, not romantic related, this can be a combination of cards that represent that this relationship or partnership is, really in a stage of apathy, and both parties know it, and decisions need to be made. It's definitely about walking away from a closed off energy, walking away from a feeling of, somebody who's not willing to give, or this sense of being, sort of tight-fisted, not just generally with money, it could be emotionally too, kind of leaving behind this sense of restriction and tightness and perhaps selfishness as well. We have the Tower and the Page of Cups. In the midst of upheaval, a positive message or positive offering comes in, or a very unexpected offering or message here. I'm getting, and I feel like it's connected to some kind of community gathering or social event of some kind. The Knight of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. And this offer or opportunity, it might be love driven in terms of romantic love, like meeting somebody new or something of that sort. Or it might be from, this King of Wands. I'm not sure about that. But it might just be driven by love, support, and encouragement that's not romantic. But what it does is it holds the promise or offers the promise of real long-term security and stability, whether it's financial and material in terms of job, work, or emotional in terms of relationship, and perhaps financial and material there as well. Long-term security and stability, inheritance, family, community. This means being able to find solid ground to rest in, and you're not worried about tomorrow, next week, next month, right? So this is an offer coming in that's driven by caring, support, and love for real long-term security and stability. It does represent having to leave something or someone behind because, again, it's just gotten to be too much. So I'm going to leave it there, Cancer. Those are your messages for the second half of June. And for those of you for whom it resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity, or at least, some thoughts to chew on. Again, if it did and you'd like to unpack it a bit and take a look at something in your own personal life or situation, or you simply like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself, or maybe as a gift for someone else, please email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description below to also see that contact information. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I'll see you all in a little while. In the meantime, stay safe, be well, be blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.